saw light shine. Yes, I thought that I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine.
Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Shine.
Yes, I thought that I saw light shine. I think I see a light shine now.
From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine now. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw light shine.
Yes, I thought that I saw light shine. I think I see a light shine now. May the
Thought I
grace
saw
of God
light
be with you always
shine.
in your heart. May you know
Thought I
the
saw
truth
light
inside
shine.
you from the start. May you
Thought I
find
saw
strength
light
to know that you
shine.
are a part of something
Shine.
beautiful. May the
Thought I
grace
saw
of God
light
be with you
shine.
always in your heart. May you know
Thought I
the
saw
truth
light
inside you
shine.
from the start. May you
Thought I
find
saw
strength
light
to know that you
shine.
are a
Shine.
Thought I saw light shine.
Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Shine. Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Shine. Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Thought I saw light shine. Shine.
That was lovely. Several years ago, I was visiting the De Young Museum in San Francisco. In the contemporary art collection, there was an installation of pieces of burned wood hanging from the ceiling on lengths of fishing line. From a distance, the pieces looked as if they were enclosed in an invisible floating cube. The fragments were motionless and did not touch each other. Intrigued, I found the description and discovered that the fragments were from a southern black church that was burned in the early 2000s. Suddenly, the space delineated by the burned wood became sacred space to me. As I bring our flame to life here, this space becomes sacred, and we are reminded that we belong to a community of suffering and courage that extends beyond our own congregation and denomination. Please stand as you are able and join in singing Let the Mystery Be by Iris Dement.
Where they all came from. Everybody's worried about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. No one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say once you're gone forever. Some say you're gonna come back. Some say you rest in the arms of the Savior if sinful ways you act. Some say they're coming back from the garden, bunch of carrots and little sweet peas. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody is worried about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. No one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say they're going to a place called glory, and I ain't saying it ain't a fact. I've heard I'm on the road to purgatory, and I don't like the sound of that. But I believe in love, and I'll live my life accordingly. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody is wondering where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. No one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Please be seated.
Welcome to you all. If you are visiting today, you will find that we are an open, welcoming congregation with a lot going on. We are glad you decided to join us. We welcome children in our services. At the back of the sanctuary, there are some tables with art supplies to give the children an opportunity to create something special. Across the foyer, we have the family room where the children may play while their parents enjoy the service on a big video screen. This church is a resource that can help you to get the information and practice you need to develop spiritual strength, which gives you the confidence to reach out to offer help both here and in the wider community. The foyer and social hall are information-rich environments where you can find out about membership, social justice, and other ways to connect with our mission. After the service, we have a chance to meet each other in the social hall down the hallway to your left as you leave the sanctuary. There you will find refreshments, information about the mission and activities of the church, which are also listed in the order of service, and opportunities for good conversation. If you are a visitor or a newcomer, please use one of the yellow mugs for your coffee or tea, so we'll be able to make a special effort to visit with you. We hope that everyone will join us. Please take a moment to make sure your cell phones and pagers are silenced.
Let us breathe. Take a breath Allow yourself to settle in and be here. Take a little look around you at who else has come this morning. We arrive, all of us, in this sanctuary, and we look stable, stationary to each other. We're seated. We've fixed ourselves up a bit to be here. We've put on a clean shirt, styled our hair, which is nice. But it means to really see each other, we have to use our imagination a little bit. You could get the impression that everyone is at ease here, that everything's under control in each of our lives. But beneath the surface, every one of us is on a pretty wild ride. It's life. It has times of peace and times of trouble, micro and macro dramas, boring days, periods of overwhelming joy, and times that life is like a fire that clears everything away, leaving just the foundation of who you are. Each of us is on that ride, and through it all, we are growing spiritually. What a blessing to have this place to breathe and be near one another in community. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin was a scientist and a Jesuit priest who had a very vast and metaphorical concept of God. I'm going to share some of his words with you now, and I invite you to apply your own sense of God or the holy to it. Or if you don't find the concept of God to be very useful in your theology, you might also just think of growth or creativity, and that would fit here as well. So let us breathe, and if you would like, you can close your eyes. I offer you these words as our meditation. Above all, trust in the slow work of God. We are quite naturally impatient in everything to reach the end without delay. We should like to skip the intermediate stages. We are impatient of being on the way to something unknown, something new. And yet it is the law of progress that it is made by passing through some stages of instability, and that it may take a very long time. And so I think it is with you. Your ideas mature gradually. Let them grow. Let them shape themselves without undue haste. Don't try to force them on as though you could be today what time, that is to say, grace and circumstances acting on your own goodwill, will make of you tomorrow. Only God could say what this new spirit gradually forming within you will be. Trust that you are where you need to be in your process right now, Deschardins tells us. And accept the anxiety of feeling yourself in suspense and incomplete. We continue in silent meditation.
makes a better world, one that we can call everybody's home. All of us are loved. Each of us is welcome. No one is a stranger. No one is an outcast. No one is alone. Everything we do, when our hearts are grateful and our lives are faithful, makes a better world, one that we can call everybody's home.
Let us lift up the prayers of our congregation. This morning we lift up Mary Gord, whose uncle has died, Cheryl Thompson, who's recovering from surgery, Dick Harrison, who is scheduled for surgery tomorrow, Jesse Bezig, Dan Vance, and all who are facing other health challenges at this time. And I know you bring names in your hearts. I invite you to speak them aloud as the chime rings so we can lift them up with you. All these we lift up to the great powers of healing and renewal known by many names. Please join me in the spirit of prayer. Spirit of life, wisdom, source of compassion and peace, we pray not to request your presence, but to call ourselves into it, for you are nearer than breath. You are the mover, the fire, and the place of rest. May your peace wash over this congregation, giving us big hearts and courage for the journeys of our lives. May it flow through us and through others, drawing the best out of our rich and wild world, restoring what is broken, healing what is hurting, revealing all that is interconnected. We give thanks for the gift of this day and for this caring community. This we offer as our common prayer. Amen. Peace be with you.
We have two readings this morning. The first is from Daniel J. Levitin. If music serves to convey feelings through the interaction of physical gestures and sound, the musician needs his brain state to match the emotional state he is trying to express. Although the studies haven't been performed yet, I'm willing to bet that when B.B. King is playing the blues and when he is feeling the blues, the neural signatures are very similar. And as listeners, there is every reason to believe that some of our brain states will match those of the musicians we are listening to. The second reading is from the Reverend William Sinkford. Singing in community has been central to worship for thousands of years. Singing helps our heady faith find its loving heart. Singing in community brings us together and lets us know that we can raise a clear and unified voice. And we know that a congregation that loves to sing is almost always a vital and strong religious community. Our music can bind our very individualistic communities together. We struggle to define our shared faith, but the elements of worship that we share help tell us who we are as a religious people. Our songs let us know that we are one religious people, despite the many spiritual paths we follow. We will now receive our offering. This space is not only our haven of peace in troubled times, but also our source of strength and resolve as we go out and attempt to live the peace and love we have practiced here, finding a little nugget of calm inside us to share with everyone we meet. So that this place may always be here for us and those who are moved to join us, we make an offering to sustain our work and presence in this community.
The words to this song come from the Muslim mystic Sufi Rumi by way of New Orleans.
Now we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Oh, everything is music. Yeah, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play, play, play. Hear why you stay there when the door is wide open. Oh, the door is open. Oh, the door is wide open. Tell me why you stay there when the door is wide open. Let the beauty of love be what you do. Stop talking now and open up the window. One right there in the middle of your heart. Let go your hand and sit down in the circle. You got no need to keep yourself apart. The day you wake up sad and empty, don't go back to sleep. Oh, oh, don't go back to sleep. No, no, don't go back to sleep. Well, the day you wake up sad and empty, don't go back to sleep. There's a million ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Don't worry now about saving all your songs. There's many more just waiting to be found. And if all these instruments should disappear, we would still hear something coming way up from the ground. Because we come to the place where everything is music. Yeah, yeah, everything is music. Don't you know everything is music? Yeah, we come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play. Oh, everything is music. Let it play. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, everything is music. Let it play.
On behalf of the congregation and CLN Kids, which receives our gift of coins, thank you for your generosity. Now I invite you to turn to those around you and greet them with the peace of the morning. Well, good morning to you all. As you may know, First Unitarian has had a worship band since 1998, which seems like a long time now. My hair was still dark. At first, we played for 4 or 5 services a year and a party or two. And then in 2008, we were asked to be the worship team for an afternoon service to ease the crowding in the old sanctuary. This also allowed us to experiment with new styles of worship. And now that we have this new sanctuary, we have a blended worship service that combines elements of the previous service style with some parts of the newer contemporary style. Now, it's easy to think of the band as another group of volunteers that give their time to make the worship service happen, like the ushers or the coffee crew. We do, and that's valuable, but that's not the whole story. The music we play has made the experience something more like a covenant group for us. When we play these songs, they touch us spiritually, intellectually, or emotionally. We discuss them and are sometimes changed by them. Sometimes we cry when we play them. We grow as we look for new music and as we sing these songs. And so we bond together as a group in faith, and as we make this music for you, and we make it for ourselves. So, in this service, here are some of the members of this covenant group, this worship band, telling you about how some of the songs that we sing have touched them or feel like an expression of their spiritual lives. We hope they will touch you too.
Good morning. All of us are loved reminds me of the value of a welcoming community. Feeling welcome makes it easier to share our thoughts, to ask for help, to practice generosity, and to muster the courage to work for a greater cause. Besides making the world a better place, just like the song says, I believe that feeling welcome also helps us grow as individuals. It compels us to do new things. A few weeks ago, Vance asked me to come up with the Spanish lyrics for the song, All of Us Are Loved. I had never done anything like this before, but I said, sure, why not? 2 short verses, what could possibly be very hard about it? Well, I can tell you that it wasn't as easy as I thought. Conveying the meaning of this song while preserving, in a different language that is, while preserving the feeling and making it all fit into the original musical arrangement was quite a challenge for me. I spent many hours over several days thinking about it, singing different versions in my head, but the time finally came to put it all down on email, press send, and give it to the universe. The next time we had band practice, Van said to me that everyone liked the lyrics that I wrote. I said, wait, what? You share what I wrote with everyone else? And he said, sure, that's what we do. And we're rehearsing it today for the July 12th service. So here we are. In the spirit of the song, I'd like to say that my heart is grateful to the band and to all of you for making me feel at home. I have never sung anything in public before, but since I feel very welcome here, what could possibly go wrong? Juntos por amor, cada quien precioso, nadie es un extraño, nadie es invocado, nadie sin calor. Cada paso fiel, con virtud y gozo, vamos construyendo un mundo mejor, lleno de color, como una flor. I hope you enjoy singing this with us.
conclusion of this song, we ask you to hold any applause and maintain an attitude of meditation. On a fence in Wyoming, a body lies broken, slain by the hatred of angry young. Maybe someday there will be no more. We will On a road in East Texas, a body lies broken, slain by the hatred of angry young men. Maybe someday we'll all love one another. We will remember James. Until then. Oh, James Bird Jr., we will remember Matthew and James, named for apostles, men who were chosen to show us the light. Your lives and your deaths we will always remember. For peace you have died, and for peace we will fight. We will fight without knives, without bombs, without guns. We will fight for the lives of our daughters and our sons. On a fence in Wyoming, a road in East Texas, how do we reach them, these angry young men? Maybe someday we will ease all their madness. What we must do is remember until then. In a school in Kentucky, oh, Colorado, the tragedies play out again and again. Maybe someday we will save all our children. Promise that you will remember until Matthew and James, named for apostles, men who were chosen to show us the light. Your lives and your deaths we will always remember. For peace you have died, and for peace we will fight. We will fight without knives, without bombs, without guns. We will fight for the lives of our daughters and our sons. We will remember. We will remember your faces and names. We
Thank you in advance. That was beautiful. The verses could go on and on. Virginia Tech, Aurora, Sandy Hook, Roswell, Charleston, even Albuquerque. 2 homeless Navajo men, Officer Greg Benner, 2 recent killings just a couple blocks from my own home of a bartender and a Manzano student. And the TV videos play over and over. The police smashing a car window or firing on our own James Boyd, whose middle name is Matthew. When I first heard this song in a Center for Spiritual Living church, I was haunted by the music and by the themes of violence and nonviolence, linked so strikingly through the names of the victims of the hate crimes and the apostles. As an ex-Methodist who sometimes balks at Christian references, I was surprised by my own positive reaction to the song. I'm finding I'm increasingly comfortable acknowledging my own Christian spiritual roots. I've always been aware of my musical roots in the Methodist Church. Those hymns are still deep within my psyche. And in fact, someday when I'm not paying attention, I may start off our doxology with, "Praise God from whom all blessings flow." You probably know it. But my attitude has changed largely due to the study of the historical Jesus movement, which approaches Christian theology through the direct words and actions of Jesus. For me, it's a reminder that love was always the most basic principle, and out of love grow compassion, kindness, and nonviolence. Our UU mission, called Standing on the Side of Love, is one expression of our own roots in Christianity. By the way, there's a mention of another apostle in one of our songs later, so I challenge you to listen for it. So what does love compel us to do in the face of our own country's violence? These are just a few of my thoughts. We must find creative, non-stigmatizing ways to care for a person who's dealing with a mental illness, homelessness, economic desperation, or alienation. We know that every young person is a product of genetics and nurture, but the nurture also includes everything that he or she watches, reads, and hears. One-on-one, we could be youth leaders, tutors, big brothers and sisters, or just maybe kind listeners. We must be vigilant about bullying and calling out hate speech. As a society, we must learn all we can about the effects of our video games and movies that they may have on developing brains, and make available plenty of alternatives such as physical activities and the arts. Sometimes playing a musical instrument can bring a solitary or angry kid back to community. And we must face up to the insanity of our society's gun violence. It has gone way beyond a political question. I believe it is a much deeper moral issue that we cannot just brush off until the next tragedy. Thank you.
So some of the scariest times in my own life have been transition times, particularly when I didn't have control over them or the transitions that were happening. Events like attending a new school or a new job, or moving, or maybe losing a relative. There's a lot of risk involved in exploring new space. And sometimes it isn't easy to change our lifestyles and our habits right away. But transitions are often opportunities for growth, as long as we can find some way to orient ourselves in this new space. And this is where the idea of home is so powerful. It doesn't have to be a place. My description of my own home would be incomplete without the relationships, the communities, the art, and the practices that define it. And many of those things actually travel with me, and they center me even when I'm away from my dwelling. For example, I found home in the music that I listened to as I walked from class to class in a dark, strange college campus. To me, home isn't a place, but more of a culture on an individual scale. It's sort of a constellation of ideas and connections that we assemble as we live. It centers us, it protects us, and it gives us the confidence and the perspective to explore ourselves and to explore the world. We're about to play the song Home, which I think speaks to this idea very well.
Hold on to me as you go, as we roll down this unknown road. Although this way
Weight is bringing us along.
know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home.
Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they'll fill you with fear.
Trouble it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. No, you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Sing along if you know this, okay? Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they'll fill you with fear.
Trouble it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. No, you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Ooh, ooh, Hello. Wonder. The dictionary defines it as a feeling of surprise, mingled with admiration caused by something beautiful, unexpected, unfamiliar, or inexplicable. I love people. I know it drives my friends and family a little bonkers that I'll talk to any stranger in line for a movie or at the grocery store about just about anything. I feel like every person I meet is the definition of the word wonder. Natalie Merchant has said that her song Wonder was written after she'd seen a documentary about a child with severe physical disabilities and the love and support she received from her parents. It became a sort of anthem for the disability community. This is my best friend.
His mother gave me permission to use his picture, but asked I not use his real name, so I'm going to call him Wash. I met Wash on my first day working at VSA Arts of New Mexico, a rehabilitation program focusing on arts education for people with developmental disabilities right down the street in the North Valley. He was the first student to walk up and introduce himself to me, and in him, I immediately saw a kindred spirit. Throughout my years at VSA, I also formed a friendly relationship with Wash's mother, and we realized pretty quickly that Wash and I had a bond that transcended the typical student-teacher relationship. We started meeting up to go to Comic-Cons and plays. We dressed up as our favorite characters from our mutual obsession, the short-lived television show Firefly. Wash is my friend because we share common interests. We love the same movies, comic books, and songs. We send each other texts and we support each other through life's many challenges. Wash isn't my special friend or my friend with a disability. He's my friend and I'm his. The first time he told me, Andy, you're my best friend, I have to admit I teared up a bit. I was honored that such an amazing human being would choose me. He knows some of my closest friends, and they've never treated him as anything other than just another geek. He and his mother supported me through my fibromyalgia diagnosis and continue to be a part of my life, even though I'm no longer a teacher at VSA. Don't worry, I'm going back to school in the fall to get my master's in social work. Wash and his mom played a large part in that decision, as did my commitment to the principles of Unitarian Universalism. People with disabilities are not wonders because they somehow overcame their disabilities, because there's nothing to overcome. The narrative of someone overcoming their disability is something I'm not overly fond of. People with disabilities are not here to collectively make us feel better about ourselves or be our inspirational stories. We have valuable things to learn from people with disabilities, just as we have valuable things to learn from each other and for every person we meet. We are here to be confounded and astounded by each other. We are all wonders.
Doctors have come from distant cities just to see me. Stand over my bed, disbelieving what they're seeing. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer no explanation. Newspapers ask intimate questions, want confessions. Reach into the head to steal the glory of my story. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer no explanation. Ooh, I believe fate smiled and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle. No, this child will be able. Laughed as my body she lifted. Oh, this child will be gifted with love, with patience, and with faith. She'll make a way. She'll make a way. People see me, I'm a challenge to their balance. I'm over your head now. I confound you and astound you to know I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they're looking off, no explanation. Ooh, I believe fate smiled and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle. No, this child will be able. Laughed as she came to my mother. No, this child will not suffer. Laughed as their body she lifted. No, this child will be gifted. In love with patience and with faith, she'll make a way. She'll make a way. She'll make a way.
Oh, I'm looking for a miracle. Yes, I'm looking for a miracle. Oh, I'm looking for a miracle. And I know it's just a matter of time. Now listen to me, doctor, the business that you're in. You must have seen a miracle time and time again. If I can leave my number and the next one that you see, if it ain't too much trouble, doctor, get in touch with me, 'cause I'm looking for a miracle. Yes, I'm looking for a miracle. Oh, I'm looking for a miracle, and I know it's just a matter of time. Now listen to me, Reverend, praying that you do. Surely you've been favored with a miracle or two. I'm a stranger to the church, I'm a little lamb astray. But if you show me a miracle, I'll be there every day. 'Cause I'm looking for a miracle. Oh, I'm looking for a miracle. Yes, I'm looking for a miracle. And I know it's just a matter of time. Thomas was a doubter, he could not understand. He would not believe it till he touched it with his hand. I'm not ashamed to say it, but he's a lot like me. I want to believe it, Lord, but first I've got to see. And I'm looking for a miracle. Yes, I'm looking for a miracle. Oh, I'm looking for a miracle, and I know it's just a matter of time. I'm looking for a miracle. Yes, I'm looking for a miracle. Oh, I'm looking for a miracle, and I know it's just a matter of time. And I know it's just a matter of time. And I know it's just a matter of time. When I was growing up in a Baptist family in Texas, I was well versed in the process of receiving the Spirit and being born again in Jesus. I was especially nurtured in this by my grandparents on both sides, who were eager for me to mature in faith and be baptized. And I was eager for it too. But I was also aware, even as early as age 10 or so, that no matter how much they or I wished for it, it wasn't happening like we all hoped. I remember especially being at a youth revival when I was about 14. I prayed fervently to receive the Spirit right there. I was ready for it. I was open for it. I was hungry for it. But it didn't happen. That was the right time for a miracle, but it never came, and I don't think it ever will. That's not to say that all that prayer was in vain. I don't consider myself a Christian since I've never had that defining conversion experience, but I do try to be what a friend of mine called a follower of Jesus. I believe that his message of love and compassion, like the similar message from the Buddha, was one that made a difference in my life and in the world. So I try to live it to the best of my ability. But I'll always remember praying for a miracle in my life and being disappointed. Maybe that's why I'm here. And that's why that song spoke to me. I think it's a good expression of the dilemma of the spiritual agnostic who recognizes that there is great mystery in the universe, but who cannot believe that those mysteries are somehow miraculous or supernatural. I think that's what we UUs mean when we talk about the search for truth and meaning. Maybe we're all still looking for a miracle, and we're probably all still content to let the mystery be. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit for the closing song. Please join hands with those beside you for the closing words. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know that you are a part of something beautiful. Go in peace. Go out and be a blessing to the world.